Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the vinyl parking brake boot in a 5th generation Ford Ranger. That's the one that started in 2019 in North America. And I'm going to be replacing it with a really nice leather boot that looks great and should last a much longer time than that original from the factory. Let's get started. Now this truck just barely has 25,000 miles on it, and as you can see, this parking brake boot has already started to crack and is not really holding up very well. What's interesting is that Ford used a much higher quality and more pliable material for the shift boot. I suspect that this is because not everybody uses their parking brake, and so they can get away with a lower quality product in the parking brake boot, whereas everybody uses the shifter when they get in the truck to drive anywhere. Now the edges of this boot are just clipped in with some simple clips underneath the center console here. So I'm going to be reusing a panel removal tool like this to go ahead and pull the boot out from those clips. Now if you don't have a panel removal tool, you could use anything that's got kind of a thin, sharp little pointy part like this. Just make sure it's made of plastic so you don't scratch up and damage anything in the interior of your car. For example, you might have one of these. This is a little tool that's used to remove a tire from a bicycle rim, and this would probably work just as well. And that's got it. As you can see, these clips are really flexible and bendy and very easy to remove. Like I said, anything you've got that's thin and pointy that can fit in there and kind of pry up from underneath the bottom edge will work. Once you have all of the clips removed, just twist and pull to remove the boot from the lever. With the old boot removed, we can get a better look at some of the cracking that's already happened. As you can see, it's basically cracked all the way across the top, and it started to crack and split down the sides as well. With the shift boot removed, now all we need to do is remove this vinyl cover that came from the factory from this frame. And as you can see, it's just attached with these little welds here that are, I think, heat treated. And they do pull off relatively easily. It may be a little tricky to get your fingers under the first one to start it. So if you're having trouble, one thing that I've found works pretty well is just a little pen cap like this. You can shove it underneath the edge of the weld, and it'll help to pull that right out just like that. So pop all of these connections off and pull the old boot off the frame. With the old boot off, let's introduce the new boot that I'm going to be installing today. I ordered this from a place online called redlinegoods.com, and there is no affiliation between them and I for making this video. This is not paid product endorsement of any kind. I ordered this boot with my own money. And I went ahead and tried to match the color as well as I could, both with the color of the leather and the stitching. Now Redline Goods offers stuff for not just the Ford Ranger, but if you've got a shift boot or a parking brake boot in your car that's kind of falling apart, old, or looking nasty, then it's a good chance that Redline Goods will offer a replacement. And they don't just have it in black with this kind of silver stitching. They've got all kinds of different color options to choose from. And I've been impressed thus far with the quality of this boot. It is real, genuine leather, and it looks like it's going to be very soft and supple, and it's going to hold up for a long time. So on the old boot, the side that had the double stitching was installed so that it was down, and the single stitching was on the top. I can tell from how this is kind of worn in and creased right here. So the single stitch line here is going to be the top side, and this is going to be kind of the bottom side when it's installed. Now when I'm looking at this bracket, the side that swoops down lower like this is the driver's side. The side that kind of comes up and then comes back down and around, that is the passenger side. So we want to get this boot installed, oops, that's backwards, so that the single stitch side comes up and wraps around up at this top part here, with the driver's side being on this side, passenger on this side, and the double stitch side will then wind up at the bottom. All right, so I'm going to start by trying to do a dry fit. That is, I'm going to stretch the leather over this frame without any glue or adhesive, and just make sure it is the right size and shape. So I'm going to start by taking these little tabs that are on the double stitched side, and those are going to go down at the bottom of the frame here like this. And I'm going to use some binder clips to hold these in place temporarily, just until I can double check to make sure that this is the correct size for this pattern. All right, with my dry fit complete, I can see that this is a really nice fit for the bracket from Ford. Redline did an excellent job with their template. This is going to fit really, really nicely. Now that I've confirmed that everything's going to fit really great, I'll go ahead and pull out my adhesive and start gluing this up. Today I'm going to be using E6000 Clear as my adhesive to glue these two pieces together because it bonds nicely with both leather and plastic, which is what we're dealing with. If you don't have or don't want to use E6000, you could also use a plastic epoxy or even a super glue. I've even heard of people using contact cement with great results. Now, since I've already completed a dry fit, all I need to do is unclip a couple of these clips here. I'm going to go ahead and take off the ones that are on this side, which is going to let me flip this up. I'll then run a bead of glue along the plastic here. Then I can just pull this back down and clip it back in place. Then I can move along to the next area. This way it's not going to shift on me or change its position at all. Makes the glue up a little easier, a little cleaner, a little simpler. Now ideally you'd like to have clips applying pressure along this entire edge. However, because of the way that this plastic clip is shaped with this big extrusion right here, that's not really going to be possible. So just get as many clips on as many places as you can. All right, I've finished going all the way around the whole perimeter with glue and clamped it up with as many clamps as I could fit to help make sure we get a nice secure bond between the leather and plastic. Now this glue says it's going to take 24 hours to cure properly, so I'm going to set this aside and we'll come back tomorrow. All right, it's the next day and the glue is cured. Let's go ahead and get these clips removed and install this in the car. Now this frame has these little arms sticking out that need to align very carefully with the bracket that is inside the truck. In order to make lining these up just a little bit easier, we'll slide the boot all the way down over the handle. It should stretch pretty easily. Just pull it all the way down until it's seated completely in the little groove that's at the bottom of the handle. With the top of the boot positioned and the handle pulled all the way up, now you can lift up that frame and just sort of eyeball exactly how you get those fingers into the tabs that are inside the truck. It's a little bit hard to see what's going on exactly down in there, but the bracket is pretty flexible, and with a little trial and error, it's not too hard to line up those tabs. Once those brackets are all lined up, it should just click in place. And once it's clicked in place, you're done. And I think this looks fantastic. I'm really happy with the quality of the leather and the quality of the stitching. It's a perfect match to the interior of my truck. And honestly, it really was not that expensive in the first place. I couldn't be happier with this purchase. I'm really glad I went ahead and did this upgrade. And I'm looking forward to years of service out of this parking brake boot. Well, that's going to do it for this one. As you can see, this is a very simple project and the results are outstanding. I'm really happy with how this new boot looks, and it should last much, much longer than that vinyl one from the factory. If you've enjoyed this video or maybe learned a little something, you can hit me with a thumbs up down below. And if you've got something to tell me about maybe I did something wrong or something I could do better, you can let me know about that down in the comments as well. Now, if you're interested in more content like this, of course, you can think about subscribing, but there's never any pressure from me on that, of course. And as always, thank you very much for watching.